Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Jacobus.
At some point in time, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe a week from now, maybe a month from now when you hear some other speaker, I don't know when it happens, but there's a point in time that you and I have to, one, believe that we're capable, and two, we've got to knuckle down and get it done. Today we're going to talk about what it takes. Two simple messages. You can do this, and you can do it like it's never, ever, ever been done before. Second message, you've got to be willing to do the work. Are you ready?
For almost 2 decades, Jim Jacobus, CSP, has been successfully crafting powerful messages that deliver the results his clients and their sales teams need to win and win big. Every audience is going to hear the same 2 critical principles when they hear Jim speak. The first principle is, you can do this, and you can do it individually and collectively like it has never been done before.
I am proud to tell you I am a sales guy. Always have been, always will be. When done properly, I think it's the most honorable profession on the planet. You and I share the good fortune to bring people and organizations together with products and services that make their lives better, more efficient, and impact the bottom line. Nothing's better than that. For the better part of the last 35 years, I've either been in sales and sales management for the first 17 or the past 17 doing this. Speaking, training, consulting, and doing executive coaching in some of America's great sales forces. I have had the good privilege to work with literally thousands and thousands of salespeople. Today we're going to talk about what would it take to be the best. I have 2 simple messages. 2 simple messages today. Message number 1, you can do this. You can do it like it has never, ever, ever been done before. I was in the back a while ago. I watched you walk in. I can't help but think back to the fact that in my sales career, I've sat in every one of these seats that you're sitting in today. Not literally every seat in this auditorium, but every one of your seats I've sat in at some point in time. I remember being the new guy, scared to death. Some of you are here for the first time. Some of you are fairly new to this organization, new to sales. Perhaps you're new to sales management. I've sat in that seat. I know what it felt like to be scared to death, not sure what it was going to take to be successful, but at the same time excited to be working for an organization, just like you're excited to work for this one. I've sat in that same seat that you're sitting in today, where I was struggling, trying to find my way, trying to figure out what it took to be the best. Maybe I wasn't working hard enough. Maybe I didn't understand the product. Maybe my manager was against me. Whatever it was, I've sat in that seat that you're sitting in today if you're struggling. And I've sat in what I think is probably the worst seat of all. That seat that's right in the middle of the pack. Right? Not struggling, not brand new, but yet not at the top. Not the best. And wondering what it would take to go from here to there. And those of you here today who are the best of the best in this room, I can almost spot you. I've been doing this long enough now. I can look in your eyes. I can look at the body language. I can see how you help other people and know that you're one of the best in this room. I'm privileged to say I've sat there too. No matter what seat you're in today, all right, no matter where you're at in this organization, no matter where you want to be, my belief is that 12 months from now, you could walk back in that door and literally say, I'm the best of the best. That's what I believe. Back on my business card says inside every human being, a champion heart beats. That's what I believe. That everybody in this room was created extraordinary to do extraordinary things.
The second principle is, but we have to be willing to do the work. The greatest personal belief system in the world is worthless without the commitment to do the nuts and bolts, blocking and tackling necessary to compete. At the end of the day, the top sales performers in any company are the men and women who are willing to do what it takes, day in and day out.
Message number 2, though, we have to be willing to do the work. Everybody wants to be at the top. Nobody wants to do the work. The best of the best in this room are not the brightest or the smartest or the fastest. They're simply the men and women who do things other people won't do. They do the work. And if you're going to have that kind of success, if this organization is going to do something over the top this year, at some point in time we have to decide we're going to be willing to do the work. I got to tell you, in my sales career as a sales manager, I never got so sick and tired in my whole life of salespeople would come up to me, and I know none of you have ever done this, And sales managers, you bear with me here because I know you've not heard this in this organization, but I've had them come up to me and go, well, no wonder he's number one. You give him the best territory. I want to throw up. I remember early on in my sales career as a sales manager, the HR guys taught me well. And the sales rep would come into my office and the statement would be made, I would be number one, but you give them the best territory. It's my territory. It's the product. It's the service group. You know what? Early on, I was the good guy. I said, you know what? I feel so terrible that you're not experiencing everything that you'd hope to experience here in our organization. As your manager, it's my job to partner with you and join hands, walk down this road together to help you experience all that you'd hoped to when you came on board. I did that for a while. And finally, I got sick and tired of it. You know, you want to punch them right in the nose. You can't do that. Sales managers don't do that. You'll get in trouble, right? HR guys tell them don't do that, all right? But I finally got to where I was sick and tired. They come in and go, well, no wonder he's number one. You give him the best territory. And I'd look him right in the eye and say, you know what? If I give you that territory, you'll mess it up in a month. I'd give him that verbal backhand. You know what that looks like, right? And I'd say, but you know what? It's not about whether you could be as good as he is. It's not about whether you could be as good as she is. It's the fact that you're not willing to do what they do. It's not about your talent level. It's not about your ability. It's not about your skill set. It's not about how smart you are. You wouldn't be here if you didn't have all that. If you'd be willing to do what he does, if you'd be willing to do the things she does that are success-oriented, you could be as good as they are. You might be better. And I'd be glad to let you have that territory, just like I'm glad to let him have that territory today. You've got to be willing to do the work.
Why, Jim? That's easy. An international client said he gets results. The results we needed to compete in a challenging and difficult market. It wasn't his results, it was our results. He listened and listened and listened some more as he worked with our development team. Then he crafted a message that absolutely hit a home run with our folks. It wasn't about him, it was about our people and his commitment to give them something that would make a difference in our professional and personal lives. Jim has been there. Our people heard the real deal. A meeting planner's dream.
Now let's say the average age in the audience today is 36 years old. That's giving, yeah, thank you. That's giving most of us the benefit of the doubt, right? If that's the truth, what it means is half of our life is over with. We spend about a third of it sleeping, a third of it playing, and that's all the time we have left to make a difference. And the reality is, you and I both know, us and those children aren't guaranteed one more minute of that. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, what lies ahead of us and what lies behind us are tiny, tiny matters compared to what lies inside of us. Inside every one of you, a champion heart beats. Can you feel it? You will. God bless you for having me here today. Have a great week this week at the Auto Show. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Jim's "You Can Do This Like It Has Never Been Done Before, but we have to be willing to do the work" message resonates with even the toughest skeptic in the room, while his real-world insights, strategies, and tactics give every attendee the tools they need to compete.